Hi. Where is?
Hey.
I'm turning my camera on. What is this? I look a little. I just came from the gym. How do I? Okay. Oh, it's loading. The camera's loading. Oh no, this
Hey.
is.
Another.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I like your glasses, by the way.
Thanks. Wait. Quick question. Do you know why I'm hearing an echo?
There's usually something that you probably have to do on your end to get rid of the echo, because on my end I don't have it. I don't know, like for whatever reason I've been having that issue. Um, Lately when I go live with people, there's always an echo on somebody else's side, and I have no idea why, because it's not on my end. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah. Maybe it was my headphones. Okay. It's good now.
Okay.
Hi everyone that's joining.
Thank you for the daily help me. Yeah, so I have another fellow master manifester that specializes in nutrition. So this is gonna be really interesting. So do you want to introduce yourself and tell everybody about you
Yeah.
and what you are about?
So, hi everyone. My name is Takira. I'm a dietitian that focuses on manifestation and nutrition. I have been a dietitian for over a year now, so close to 2 years. And my first niche was focusing on mental health, anxiety, and depression. So I was previously as on socials as the anxiety-free dietitian. So I taught a lot about how to manifest good mental health. But I recently switched my niche to manifestation because I'm very passionate about subconscious reprogramming and manifestation. So now I post content to help women manifest a life free of chronic health conditions. Wait,
Oh my god.
I think are you muted?
No.
Some, I hear you sometimes and then it goes,
I hear you sometimes and then it goes. I hear you sometimes and then it goes.
oh, now the echo is back.
It goes. Now the echo is back. It goes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. No, I have no idea what the
I
heck.
can hear you.
Okay. No, I have no idea what the. I can hear you. Okay. No, I have no idea what the. I can hear you. Okay. No, I have no idea what the. I can hear you. No, I have no idea what the. I can hear you. Guys, I don't know how to fix this. Do any of y'all know how hear echo. Wait, no. Is it working? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Technical difficulties, but we got it working. Kind of. Let's hope it stays like this.
Mhm.
I'm intending that it stays like this. Um, I really love that you switched over to nutrition and manifesting because I don't think that this gets talked about enough how important it is to have nutrition because everyone is like, I don't have to do this. Like, I don't have to do certain things. And it's like, no, honey, you still gotta take care of your body.
Yeah.
Like that's very important. Like, yes, you can manifest away your stuff and like your health conditions, but you still gotta take care of your body. You still gotta give it nutrients. You still gotta give your body what it needs. Because without that, how the heck do you expect to, do anything without it? It's like it's like trying to get a dead plant, trying to speak positivity to it, and then you're expecting it to grow without giving it the flower food or the water.
Yeah, exactly. So what you're saying is correct. So we have our gut health, and disease mainly starts in the gut. So if you're not taking care of your gut and you're just eating whatever, yes, you can manifest like your health conditions to go away, or you can manifest like your skin clearing up or weight loss or whatever. But long term, you want to take care of your body because your body is all that you have. And our gut and our brains are connected through what's called the gut brain axis. So when we eat, what we eat directly impacts and influences our mental health and our brain health. So if we're filling our bodies up with nutrients, we're going to have better brain health, less anxiety, less depression, things like that. But if we're filling our gut with ultra processed foods, which is like your fast foods, your frozen processed foods that are high in saturated fat, sodium, extra chemicals, and things like that, that's going to cause directly poorer mental health. So it's really important that not only are we manifesting our health goals, but we're taking inspired action as well.
With my degree, I got to learn, like the nutrition. Took a nutrition class in the spring semester before I graduated. I took a nutrition class, and it got paired with a cell and molecular biology
Ooh, nice.
class. And I didn't realize, like, because I was previously already taking the cell and molecular biology. I had already started it, and then I took the nutrition class, and I did not realize how closely related that cell and molecular biology is to nutrition. Because I'm like taking the nutrition for my major, like, because it was it's like one of those things where I had to take it to fulfill like one of my major requirements as an elective, and then the cell and molecular biology was for my minor, and the minor is in cognitive neuroscience. So I'm learning about like the brain and how the brain is functioning and everything. Hey Zach, how are you? So I'm like learning all of this, and I was like, wait, there's terms from cell and molecular biology that are similar to what's in nutrition, like ATP and this and that, and it's like, oh, like I wrote down like, okay, this is what's essential for your body. Like this is how like your body needs proteins, it needs amino acids, it needs this, it needs that. And this is how to get it to your body to function a certain way, to build muscle, to build health, like the longevity. And then in the nutrition class you learn about you learn about it. So it's like you don't see without taking these classes and without your knowledge and your expertise or whatever, you don't see how closely related all of these things are to each other.
Yeah, so as an undergrad in nutrition, we're required to take microbiology, and it's for that specific reason. I was never a big science person, so I honestly don't think I can tell you what I really learned in microbiology. But I do know the basic of like nutrition science 101, like how we use cellular metabolism, which is how the body breaks down food and uses it as energy in order to obviously give us energy and some of the nutrients that take place in that. So the correlation between nutrition and microbiomes, like we had to learn about glycolysis and gluconeogenesis and all of those things, right? So it's the science of how we use food and nutrition in order to help us maintain our bodily function. So yeah, there definitely is a very much a big correlation between nutrition, microbiome, and also biochemistry as well. But I definitely can't talk to you about biochemistry. I like block that out.
I don't really know anything about the biochemistry. I was really looking forward to taking human neuroanatomy, but that was not offered because they were getting rid of my minor, the in neuroscience. So, and because they were getting rid of it, the director of the program was like, "We'll just let you graduate with one less class." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you."
Well, that's convenient.
Just literally just waived the requirement, and that was pretty much it. And I still graduated with the minor, so it worked out in my favor. Um, but that nutrition, that part, because without the, if you expect to have the serotonin and like be happy and like not be so depressed and not be so like anxious, and you want to manifest better or even faster for that matter, because then everyone's like, well, how do you manifest fast? I'm like, well, are you depressed? Are you anxious? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you calm, cool, relaxed, collected? Like, if your body internally is all out of whack, how do you expect your body to relax enough to give you what for your subconscious to give you what you want at a faster rate? Because that's
Exactly.
probably on overdrive in the background, begging and pleading, hey, I need a break, I need a rest, and you're not giving it what it needs to relax.
Yeah, so typically with my clients, I like to focus on nervous system regulation and stress management because when you want to manifest something, you need to be, I mean, you don't, your mood is not necessarily like determine whether you can manifest or not because you still can manifest with like low mood or like even if you're anxious, but it happens way faster if you were in a high vibe state, which we know. So when I have clients who want to manifest their health goals, but they're in a state of chronic stress, they're in fight or flight, they're anxious, they're depressed, I tell them it's going to be harder to manifest in that state because as we know, the frequency chart, the top of the frequency chart is going to be all your high vibrational emotions like abundance, gratitude, positivity, things like that. When you're at that high vibe state, because of the law of attraction, we're able to manifest quicker and easier. But if you're vibing in a low state, which is like the lowest is fear. So you have fear, guilt, shame, apathy, things like that. When you're vibrating in that state constantly, you're only going to attract more of that because of the law of attraction. So it's going to be hard to manifest out of that state if you're constantly anxious, constantly in fear, you're constantly in fight or flight, and it also impacts your nutrition as well. Because when you're in a constant state of stress, your immune system shuts down and your digestive system kind of shuts down. So that's why typically when people are stressed, they may experience either severe weight loss or severe weight gain. They may experience diarrhea. They may experience a lack of appetite or binge eating. They may experience constipation. They may experience what else? Getting sick more often because the immune system and the digestive system they just stop they kind of stop working, and this is because your body views you being stressed as you may die and it wants to protect you, so it wants to conserve all your energy as much as possible to protect you, which is why the basic functions of your body just stops working. So and then that leads to a cascade of other events, right? So if we're constipated, we're not releasing those toxins on a daily basis. Those toxins are recirculating back into our bodies. One of those things is excess estrogen. If you're not pooping every day, excess estrogen, sorry, is being stored in your gut and it's recirculating out throughout your body, and that's going to cause more painful periods. It's going to cause more PMS symptoms. It's going to cause more hormonal acne. It's going to cause increased risk for cancer, right? So it's important that we are supporting our bodies in its natural detoxing process by getting out of fight or fight and by tapping into a rest and digest state as much as possible. And that comes through nervous system regulation and also stress management, and then also eating for stress. So prioritizing certain nutrients that are important for stress.
So, what would those nutrients be? also like kind of self-paced, so I didn't really pay attention as much. So, what are those um, nutrition things that you eat for stress?
So one of the main things that's lacking in the American diet is magnesium. So magnesium is responsible for over 300 chemical pathways that take place in the body, and its main function it's a mineral, so it's really important in regulating our nervous system. So typically, the average American is not eating enough leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, so they're typically not getting enough magnesium. So magnesium is really important for anxiety, and depression. You also have probiotics. So we know that probiotics are the opposite of antibiotics. So probiotics are adding good bacteria to our gut versus antibiotics is taking away bacteria, and it may take away even some good bacteria as well. So probiotics helps us to maintain our gut, helps to go into the bathroom. It can help with weight loss. It also helps us to produce more feel good hormones such as dopamine, serotonin, things like that. And probiotics directly affects your stress levels and your brain as well. So you have magnesium, you have probiotics, you also have vitamin D. So vitamin D is directly linked.
Have magnesium without the D3 because apparently you need the vitamin D3 to help you consume the absorb the magnesium. I just learned that the other day. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it definitely helps with the absorption. But what's important about vitamin D3 is that you're pairing it with vitamin K2 because those two help with the absorption of the vitamin D. So black people are typically more deficient in vitamin D because our skin is darker because of the melanin, and the sun cannot penetrate our skin as efficiently as it can for white people or lighter people. So black people are at increased risk for vitamin D deficiency, and especially if you're living in an area that doesn't get much sun, then anyone is at increased risk for vitamin D deficiency, and that's directly linked to higher levels of anxiety and depression, and also for pain and aches in your joints and your bones and your muscles. So vitamin D is really important for anxiety and stress. And then B vitamins are also important as well because that gives us energy. So if you're low energy, you may be experiencing more anxiety and depression. Iron, if you're iron deficient, if you're anemic, that directly causes anxiety as well because the symptoms of being deficient in iron mimic anxiety. So the rapid heartbeat, feeling like you're out of breath, all of those things. So yeah, those are the nutrients directly linked to anxiety and depression, and also a lack of omega 3s, which are a lack of healthy fats in the diet, because that also impacts your brain health as well.
I did not know. Well, looks like I'm gonna be shopping through the TikTok shop looking for stuff to promote. Side note, guys, not that I want to do this, but I am gonna give Miss Nutrition Queen over here at the end of the live. She's gonna share her free free masterclass at some point. I want you to make sure you do that. But in the meantime, it's funny that she's talking about all the probiotics and the digestive stuff because I literally just told y'all. What did I tell y'all this morning in my post earlier? I told y'all. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all to get you some of these. Okay? Gonna pop this in here because we're gonna put this on YouTube. Get you a bottle of the digestive enzymes and get you this 60 billion probiotic thing that looks like it's fish pellets. um, to the TikTok shop. Go check out that video. It is on sale, and you help your girl out. So, yeah, take one a day. Anyway, back to what we were saying. I had to. That was the perfect time to interject that one little thing. Anyways, yeah, that's so crazy because I did not know. Like I knew this, but it's like I didn't know it to that extent.
Yeah.
You can tell, like I know that you can when the things that you can tell when you're deficient. Like I get, um, like if you're deficient in something, you can tell that you're deficient by in something with how your skin looks or how your hair is. Like I know, like I can admit that me holding myself accountable, me taking care, like me holding myself accountable is me being able to admit, hey, I might not be taking care of myself. And when you've been under the amount of stress that I've been under in the past 3 years, taking 5 classes a semester, going back and forth between Massachusetts and New York,
Ooh, Lord.
yeah, I'm not taking care of myself the way that I should be taking care of myself, which is why I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to be, a TikTok shop affiliate, because now all the things that I need to take and that I want to start taking, now I can just plop it in, get a free sample, promote it, whatever, take people on my, my health journey and call it a day. And then I incorporate that with the manifesting side of it, and it's a win-win. So when you found me, thanks to Olivia, I was like, wait a minute, this is genius. Like, why? Like, why are coaches not talking about the health aspect of manifesting? Like, they go hand in hand.
Yeah. They literally do. And I like that you talked about digestive enzymes because I also take them. And a lot of people are often misdiagnosed with IBS when in reality, all they needed were digestive enzymes. Because a lack of digestive enzymes, because, well, we naturally produce enzymes when we eat because that's how our bodies break down food. So when we inhale food and we smell food and our mouth salivates, that's us producing enzymes. And so the main one that's produced in the mouth is called amylase that helps us to break down carbohydrates. And as the food goes down the track, it produces other enzymes like lipase, which breaks down fats, protease breaks down protein, and there's other enzymes that are basically produced by the pancreas. And so for people that drink a lot, for people that are not eating enough of digestive or foods that have natural enzymes, their enzyme production might be lower. And when they eat, they may experience more bloating, having to go to the bathroom every time they eat, having more fatty stools, like having poop that floats and looks oily. Or just always feeling indigested and just possibly even acid reflux. And so they go to the GI doctor. The GI doctor will likely diagnose them with IBS, even though IBS is just an umbrella term for any stomach issue. It's not like a definite diagnosis because they don't really know. They just use IBS as a term just to diagnose something, I guess, for insurance purposes. But in reality, it likely is something else that is a deeper root cause. And for some people, like with me, I had low digestive enzyme production. So I had to take enzymes, but my GI doctor diagnosed me with IBS, but I knew I didn't have IBS because I was like, that doesn't make sense. And then with further testing, I realized my pancreas was not producing enough enzymes. And so now with food, I'm taking enzymes and it helps to break down the food better. And now my gut health is in way better shape.
Okay, so I have one fun fact and a question.
Okay.
Okay. Um, there is this enzyme that is probably not in the digestive enzyme thing, but it's called serapeptase. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly, but serapeptase is like it's an enzyme. It's also an enzyme, but this enzyme in particular is really great at breaking down cysts and stuff. So that's a fun fact.
Okay. I never heard of that one, but
That one's really like for women with cysts or any cyst in the body or whatever, like on your ovaries, it's really good at breaking down the cysts in the ovaries. The question that I have for you is, how long did you? Obviously, we don't, and when it comes to manifest, we don't put a time frame. But when you started taking and switching up your diet, how long did it take for you to start seeing the benefits of switching up and taking the enzymes and things like that?
so I have a friend who her specialty is gut health. So on TikTok, her name is healingnutrition.rd. So she does what's called functional lab tests. So those are lab tests that doctors don't test for unless they're a functional medicine doctor or a naturopathic doctor. And these are root cause tests. So they get to the root cause of what your issue is. So I did a test with her back in like April. it's a stool test, and it tests for all the bacteria in your gut, all the viruses, any parasites. It tests for your enzyme production and other things as well. And when I took it with her, basically my stomach was not producing enough stomach acid. I was not producing enzymes, like barely. I had some bacteria that was really high, some that are really low. So some gut dysbiosis there, which means that the gut bacteria is out of whack. I had a lot of inflammation in my gut, which is what's called your CRP marker. So if the CRP marker is high, that's inflammation. If it's low, not so much inflammation. So there was a few things going on with my gut. I finally bought the supplements that she recommended to me in the ending of August. And since then, in combination with health manifestation, in combination with working out, I lost 5 pounds, which I have not been able to lose weight in a few years. One, because before that, my mindset around my health was not that good. Two, I had PCOS and I wasn't managing it correctly, which is also why I have like residual acne. But my acne has also been actively going away with manifestation as well. And then three, I was not eating the way that I should have been eating to support my body. So within a month of the protocol and getting 10K steps a day, doing what I have to do, my skin has cleared up significantly. I lost 5 pounds and my energy levels are a lot better.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like you okay? Please make when you get off, please make sure to send me that um the girl that you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I will check it out. I'm probably gonna ask her the same thing I asked you if she wanted to. If she wants to collaborate on live because this stuff needs to be shared. This stuff needs to be talked about because, like, as a holistic psychology major and like understanding because it's not like everyone likes to when I tell them what my major is or like when they're like, oh yeah, you're in school to study psychology. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's not psychology. It's whole holistic psychology. Because if it was just regular psychology, I would not be doing this live. Like if it was just regular psychology. But the fact that it's holistic psychology, it gives me that understanding. It gives me that ability to, like, we talked about law of assumption in class. We talked about witchcraft in class. We talked about herbalism in class. We talked about, like, all of these different things and aspects in class that quantum physics. Like, we talked about all these, like, we talked about so much stuff in class. Had I went back to school and took a regular psychology major, wouldn't learn that.
Yeah.
But we even learned about eco-psychology. I even took a class called eco-psychology. And what eco-psychology is, it's the relationship, it's the psychology and the relationship and the study between us and the environment and our impact on the environment and where where the root cause of where that comes from, where the stem of that comes from. Like the reason why the earth is the way that it is right now is because of the relationship that we have with ourselves, because we are chaos and we have chaos in us. That's the reason why Mother Nature is giving us chaos. And because we like to run away from the issue and we just continue to build out of greed. And this is not to say that this is everyone, because most of like all of us were born into this, so we didn't understand that there was a whole other way. But when you sit here and you think about the issues that are going on in the world, what's for me, and I did it on my final project, for me, it's like, well, I think the reason why we have all these issues is because either the issues are being covered up, they're not being talked about, we're not getting to the root, we're diagnosing something with a symptom and not a root issue.
Yeah.
And I think that the real root issues of a lot of our problems is the fact that the society runs away from the problem. And when you trace that back in history and you go back to Europe and everything, what Christopher Columbus, he literally came here, found land that was not his, and then what happened? Everyone came over here, and they ran away from their problems.
Yeah.
They didn't solve their problems. They just ran away from their problems and then created problems here.
Yeah. And I think another important aspect is the fact that the government, they know this and they purposely instill fear in people through the news and other negative media outlets, which is why I personally do not watch news at all. The news has negatively impacted me my whole life because I used to have really bad anxiety, and it was because of the news. Because it's just like every time you put on the news, someone's getting shot, there's a mass murder. Now I'm scared to go to the fucking grocery store. I just stopped watching the news completely. And just dissociated, and it sucks because I don't. It's not with the intentions of not caring about other people, what goes on in the world, but I don't want to watch low vibe shit on TV all the time. Even on TikTok, when I'm scrolling and I'm seeing negative things, I put not interested. I got sucked into Diddy talk, and that lowered the hell out of my vibration. And now I have to start pressing not interested, not interested, because I had a dream that Diddy's at my front door, and I was like, oh hell no. So then I had to stop. Ever since then, I have not been watching it.
No, 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 no. It's so crazy. Like, you don't think that these things that happen, but it's like, yeah, it's not. It's like the world is being purged.
Yeah.
The world is being purged. I forgot who said it. There was a creator on here. I don't remember what his name is, but he said it would take at least 1% of us to shift the state of consciousness in the world.
Yeah, I actually just saw on Dr. Joe Dispenza's website. He does like these walks to help heal the world. I forgot there was something that said it was something about how just those people walking was able to shift like the electromagnetic field of something about I can't even word it, but basically the more people that have the consciousness of wanting to heal and help the world, the more it can help shift the vibration of the whole entire world. But though everywhere in the world, everyone is predominantly in a low vibe state, and it's on purpose that's been induced by media and stuff to keep people under control. So
Yeah, like all of that is like everything that you're saying is literally true. Like, and it's so crazy because it's like then when people like us we come into the space and we start talking about all of this, everyone's like, "What are you saying? That's not true."
yeah.
It's like, well, it is true if you do your research.
Yeah.
Like, but are you open minded enough to understand that there's another way of thinking that is outside of what you've been taught?
Exactly. And that's why for my course, I literally, the requirement at minimum is you have to be open minded. Because if you're not, don't even bother taking it. Because people like to consider things as woo woo or pseudoscience. But at this point, we are past pseudoscience. Like, this is not pseudo. This is legit real science. There's evidence behind it. It's quantum physics. Like, look at Dr. Joe Dispenza and how much people he has healed. He healed himself from paralysis within 9 weeks just using subconscious reprogramming. Like, this is not pseudo. It's real. And if you choose not to believe it, that's okay. That's you. But if you want to choose to believe it, anything that you believe in is going to manifest. If you don't believe in it, it won't work. But if you do believe in it, it will work. That's why it's called the placebo effect. So it's like you have to believe in it. And if you don't believe in it, then
Hey, Joe. No, that's true. Like that, everything that you're saying, I 100% agree. It's like that. You can choose to believe in it. You can choose to not believe in it. We're always manifesting. We're manifesting the good and we're manifesting the bad. But you, as a person, as some like you, have to decide. You I'm doing the best. I gotta work on getting the microphone from the TikTok shop, okay? Because I gotta work on that. Give me a week or two. All right, I'm gonna work on getting the microphone so I no longer have this issue.
yeah,
Because
you just get higher actually.
yeah, but either way, that's like you're always manifesting. You've been manifesting your literally your entire life up until this point. But now that you have the conscious you have the conscious awareness to be like, okay, well, do I want to continue manifesting this bad stuff, or do I want to take the time out to actually focus on creating the good stuff? Because just as easily as you can manifest the bad is just as easy as you can manifest the good. The only difference is between somebody who's consciously manifesting the or unconsciously manifesting the negative is that we are consciously manifesting the positive.
Yes, exactly. And like I know because I have a friend who she's into it, but it's like for her it's a little bit overwhelming. But I feel like what you just said, that's like the most simplest definition is that we have been manifesting our whole entire lives. So it's just like you can either choose to be unconsciously manifesting or you can choose to just consciously manifest. So it's like us two, we clearly choose to consciously manifest because why would we want bad stuff to happen to us, right? So that's why mindset work is really important, and I teach it with all of my clients who have chronic health conditions because when I'm listening to them talk, I can literally hear the limiting beliefs that they have around their health. And they can be doing everything right, but if they have those limiting beliefs around their health, they're going to continue seeing those same results because they're not addressing the root cause that's in their subconscious mind, which is those limiting beliefs.
I like to. I think I said this on my live last. I think it was last week that I said it on the live, where I was saying how when you sit here thinking about it, you when you were born into this world, you were a baby, but you had no limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
You were just being a baby. You didn't really know your name. Your parents gave you the name, but is that who you were? So before you came here, you didn't have an identity, you didn't have any limiting beliefs. So the way that I like to picture this and like the way that I like to picture this or the way that I like to maneuver and create an identity, like a new identity. Anytime I want to create a new identity, I go through the baby. Like it's like a rebirth birth for me because I'm being birthed into a new version of me, but I'm stripping myself of everything that I've ever been taught, everything that I've ever learned, and I'm allowing myself to take root into a new version of me with an identity that I created for myself, not one that society made, not one that my parents gave me, none of that. Because you also gotta be very careful with what you tell yourself. Because from the ages of 0 to 7, that's your most suppressant. Like that's literally where your mind is the most impressed of other people, because that's not your thinking, that's other people's. So you have to be extremely careful with what you're telling kids, and kids are the generation, like that's who is going to change the world.
Yeah, I always share that fact with everyone because they're surprised because it's not even like 0 to 7. It's literally from when you were in the third trimester of your mother's womb. So like you even picked up on some of her, like even as a baby, like you don't know, like clearly like you're not conscious enough to know things, but like you picked up on a lot of your mom's limiting beliefs and things while you were in the womb with her in the third trimester. And when it comes to nutrition, if you grew up from the ages of 0 to 7 with a mom, like an almond mom, who was always like, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, or saying how these foods are toxic. My mom is an almond mom to the T. Like she thought that canned foods gave us cancer and all these things. So I grew up with an almond mom. And when you have a parent that has disordered eating patterns and they're constantly picking at themselves in the mirror, they don't have good body what's it called, body positivity, that poor self-image, poor self-esteem, and they're making these comments about themselves around you, you start to not subconsciously make those same comments about yourself, and now you're wondering, is your body okay? Do you look good? Do I have to go on this diet because you see that your mom is doing it? So even if you had a parent that was commenting on your body or not, just by you being in the environment of seeing a parent do those things, you're subconsciously picking up on that, and then you develop those things as you go into adulthood. So it's really important as moms or parents in general that you're careful about what you say around your kid and how you act around your kid. Also, just how you display yourself. Like instead of like don't like even if you have body image issues, like don't complain about how about your body in front of your kid. So then now they're thinking, should I be worried about that as well? And then that's what causes like a lot of the disordered eating in teenage years and things like that. So it's really important.
That is so important.
Hmm.
That is beyond important. Even because even with me, like when I was younger, my parents, or not even my mom, mostly like my stepdad and my uncle, they would be like, if you keep eating all this stuff, you're gonna gain weight when you get older. It's gonna catch up to you because I no matter what I ate, excuse me, I was one of those kids where no matter what I ate, couldn't gain weight for nothing. Like I could not gain weight for anything, and it was a luxury to an extent because I became a model. But then when I became a model, it started to mess with my self concept. It started to mess with how I viewed my body because now I have these conflicting thoughts in my head. I have thoughts of, hey, like, yeah, you gotta be careful what you eat because you're gonna put on weight. Then the modeling agencies are like, oh, you gotta lose more weight. Wait, what? So then I ended up developing eating issues and whatnot. And then my friends are sitting here telling me, you don't have to lose weight. Like, you're good. You're fine. You don't have to do this. And I'm like, where? Like, I'm not seeing what they see. So
Yeah.
in the past like 3 years, I want to say in the past like 3 years, I've spent working on me manifesting putting on weight, and for the most part, it's been um for the most part, I have put on some weight. For the most part, like my boobs have gotten bigger. You don't see like you used to be able to see my chest cavity. My butt was used to be really flat. That's not the case anymore. Um, but now it's like, okay, now I gotta, outside of just putting on the weight, now I gotta do the internal work. Like
Yeah.
now I gotta do some more internal work. Now there's some other things that I know are going on because I know I wasn't taking care of myself. I know I wasn't eating right. So now it's time to actually do the extra nitty gritty and I can manifest the health, but what am I also doing? How am I taking care of myself in addition to manifesting the health part?
Yeah, I actually have a YouTube video on how to manifest your weight goals. So whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, I talk about nutrition and what to prioritize in your nutrition. And I also talk about, of course, subconscious reprogramming as well. So it's good that you're taking the initiative to also do the internal work as well. And even though like you're seeing the external result, which is great, I think that's definitely a good combo right there.
I think for like the longest, like I had the little gut, like the little pouch where people would think like, are you pregnant? I'm like, no, I'm not. I have a sensitive skin person. Like
That's crazy. Like,
I looked in the mirror before, like earlier today. I looked in the mirror. I was like, wait a minute. Wait. What are we going? What's going on here? My stomach has actually gotten flatter, and I'm noticing that little hourglass. I was like, what is happening? Like body goals. So I'm seeing the difference. Like I'm seeing the difference, and then pairing that with the subliminals and the affirmation tapes, and like being in the state of being in more gratitude, and then now that I'm taking the probiotics and the prebiotics, and I'm taking the other stuff that I've been taking that I found on the TikTok shop, and the creatine, and like I'm adding as I go,
yeah.
like seeing the benefits of making these little changes, even if it's not even if it's like, if it's not a big change, it's like the little changes that you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah, so focusing on consistent micro habits is what's going to get you to the end goal. Sometimes focusing on one large goal gets overwhelming. And then when you start to do the internal work, your brain, because the subconscious mind has what's called the reticular activating system. So your brain is going to start looking out for the answers for you. So One day you're like, I should get probiotics. You got the probiotics. One day I should get enzymes. You got the enzymes. And you're doing the creatine. And it's like your brain starts showing you things and giving you ideas as to how you can achieve your goals simply just from using manifestation techniques. So whether you're visualizing it, whether you're listening to subliminals, affirmation tracks, meditations, whatever you're doing, your body knows what to do. All you have to do is tap into your body and listen to what it tells you to do it, and you'll see the results, literally.
So that's funny that you said that. Okay, it's funny that you said that. You guys, you go on a bus. You trust the driver to get to where you're going to go, right? You go on a plane, and you don't know the plane. You've never seen the driver, but you trust them to get to land, right? You and any other public transportation, you trust that you're gonna get to your destination. You don't know these people, but yet you can't trust your subconscious in the universe to give you what you want.
That's actually a really good point. I never heard that.
Sean, one of the other mods from Sean from Here Nor There, if you guys don't know, I always bring up Sean from Here Nor There, but and everyone in my lives, I'm always talking about him, but that's because I'm a mod for him. So the one of the other mods that lives in the UK, that was his post. So that's why I was like, wait, hold on, let me bring like that. That makes so much sense. Your subconscious knows what you want. Your brain and your subconscious and the reticular activating system, it knows. It knows so much that you do things on autopilot. It blinks on autopilot. It digests on autopilot. You can walk on autopilot. You know how to drive on autopilot. You know how to ride a bike on autopilot. And you sitting here thinking that you can't, it don't know what you want, that it's not going to give you what you want. Like, it's that powerful.
And even sometimes when you're driving, sometimes you don't even know how you got to your destination because you're just like driving without paying attention. That's actually tapping into a state of hypnosis. So I have a friend. Her name is Michelle Camacho. You would like her TikTok. She's a hypnotherapist, so she talks a lot about hypnotherapy and hypnosis and things like that. And when you drive from one point to another, not realizing how you got there, you were in a state of hypnosis. So that's just a quick fun fact there.
Like, I did not know that. So I learned something new. Definitely send me her page too, so I can.
I will.
Because I definitely want to learn more. But now let's talk about your webinar.
Yes, so I'm hosting a free masterclass on November 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about how you can combine nutrition without restrictive dieting. I do not promote diets. I do not believe in diets. I believe in long-term lifestyle approaches to nutrition, which is focusing on adding in nutrients and not taking away food. So I'll be talking about combining nutrition with subconscious reprogramming in order to help people manifest away any chronic health condition that they have. So it can be anything as minor as like you wanting a piercing to heal that's not healing, from you having cancer or diabetes or thyroid issues, PCOS, headaches, migraines, things like that. Like anyone can join the course to learn, well, it's a free webinar, to learn how to manifest away your chronic health conditions. So I have that going on Friday, November 8th. And the link to it is in my app. So I have my own app on the Apple App Store and Google Play called the Manifesting It Girl app. And it's a subconscious reprogramming app that has affirmations, subliminals, meditation tracks, hypnosis videos. It has journals on there. It has rampages, mantras, affirmative prayers, like every single like subconscious like tool is on my app. Literally, I also have a section that goes over 20 different manifestation techniques that you can try. So the free live is going to be on my app underneath lifestyle tutorials. And then also on my app, I just created a brand new course called the Manifestation Food and Mood course that combines nutrition and subconscious reprogramming in a 3-day course to teach you how to manifest your chronic health conditions away in more details. So it goes over like nutrition 101, sleep, stress, exercise, emotional frequencies, things like that. It goes over the universal laws that are related to it. It goes over subconscious reprogramming, manifestation, like literally everything that you need to know about the basics of manifesting 101, and also nutrition into a 3-day course. And then the third day goes over how to combine both with a 3-month protocol to follow to help you manifest your chronic health condition away.
Random question because I know Joe is in here. Like I know Joe is in here, and I know been a few guys that popped in and out. So I know your app is called the It Girl, whatever. But can guys do show up to this webinar too?
Oh yeah, sure. So this can be
Okay.
for anyone. Yeah, this can be for anyone. My audience is for women, but for the live class, it can literally even for the course, men or women can join. It doesn't matter. It's for anyone that has a chronic health condition.
I know everyone. Like I know there's been a few like guys popping in and out. That's why I was like, oh, hey, guys, this is not. You're not exempt from this. This is. We care about your health too. All right, you are not exempt from the doing the internal work. You're not exempt from the manifesting. This does not apply. This applies to y'all just as much as it applies to us because I'm gonna say it. Women nowadays, we want men healed.
Yes.
That toxic stuff, you can keep that toxic stuff somewhere else. We want y'all to be healed. We care about y'all health. We care about y'all mental health, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, a lot of my male clients come to me with wanting to learn how to boost their testosterone naturally, how to gain more muscle, things like that. So the course could also apply to that as well.
Oh, you're welcome, Joe. I really hope you learned like a lot. Like you learned a lot, even though you're just listening. Like I hope that you learned a lot. I am gonna put the replay on YouTube so that you guys can go back to this, and I'll tag her, and you can go check her out, Joe. That's part of one of the biggest reasons why I wanted her to come on live with me and to talk about this and to whatever because I really genuinely do not see anyone else combining like I said the manifesting with the nutrition, and I genuinely think that goes hand in hand. And I know like people, some people they want to manifest weight loss, some people want to manifest a better health and gaining weight. Like everyone has different goals, everyone has a different view, and if you can do it without having to diet, even better.
Yeah. I don't believe in dieting at all. And the company that I work for is called Dietitian Live. And their main focus is also on manifestation and subconscious reprogramming, which is crazy. Like you would never think that a company will focus on that. But the company I work for, we have a subconscious reprogramming coach that teaches us how to change our clients' mindset. And during our company meetings, we talk a lot about manifestation, quantum physics, frequencies, vibration, everything. So if you want to see a dietitian and you want your insurance to cover it, the company is called Dietitian Live, and they take Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, Cigna, Medica if you're in Minnesota, different insurances. Yeah.
Things and then send me that other part of it so I can do my research. Guys, don't just listen to us. Do your own research. Okay, that's like a big thing. Do not just listen to us. Do your own research. Try it out. We're just here to guide and help, and that's why we're here. We can only say so much, but I used to be like, oh, if you don't believe me, Google it. Like now, I'm like, if you don't believe me, research it and try it for yourself.
Yeah. There's
Because
never harm in trying.
that's what we did. Like. I didn't have anybody. I barely had anybody. Then, my bad. And then there's you. Like I don't know what what your journey was like when it came to finding people to help or whatever. I know for me, I didn't have anybody like that. I got blessed on my journey to get free coaching here and there. Like, but to have that support and to have that guidance and to put these lives together with these different coaches and these different people that have different expertise. I'm doing it as a way to, one, give back, and two, show that we can all win and grow our platforms together and give you guys different perspectives other than just my own.
Yeah, and I agree. I do the same as well. And I learned mainly from getting free coaching sessions, podcasts, YouTube videos, books, social media. So that's how I taught myself because I'm the only person in my circle that is passionate about this, except for one other friend. She likes it a lot too, but otherwise, I learned it all on my own. So,
I went back to school, so
yeah.
I literally went back to school because I was like, wait, I gotta go back to school. Like I did, I practiced the law of assumption. Like I practiced the law of assumption. And I was like, something's missing. Something is missing because nobody's talking about trauma. Like I have some trauma. I would like to work through the trauma. What something is missing. I went back to school.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because
So
I
and
did
I
not go back to
graduated
school.
in May. I just graduated in May. I took a semester off for my grad program, but the grad program is in mindfulness. And
Yeah,
then when you
that's
do that
cool.
with everything that I've learned with that, and then the nutrition and all of that, unstoppable.
Yeah, that is amazing. Good for you.
I do plan on getting my PhD in neuroscience, but one thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you good because I promise you I'm not going back to school. But I'm glad you have the drive and motivation to do so. That's amazing.
This was good, and we're gonna do this again. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
we're gonna. And this is not gonna be our first live, and this is not for damn sure not gonna be our last. I'm glad that we got this in, but I know you have to go because you gotta go food shopping.
Yes.
So this was good. Like, had you not told me that you can only go live for an hour, we would have been here on here all night.
Yeah, no, for real.
Either way, it's good. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go. I have to actually go to the store too. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone that joined.
You're very welcome. And like I said, I'm gonna upload this. I'll send you the YouTube link. I'll tag you in the title, and I'll send it out to everybody who wants to watch the replay. And I'll just make little clips of stuff and post it. And if you send me your number, I can send you those little clips, and then you can share it on your stuff too.
Okay, I will.
So awesome. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.